Hello everyone and welcome. I'm Joanne and I'm so glad you're here with me tonight. If you're new here, a warm welcome to you. Tonight's storytelling will take you on a peaceful journey with a modified version of Hans Christian Andersen's timeless tale called What the Moon Saw. If you're feeling anxious or worried, or perhaps restless, and need some help winding down, this modified version has been crafted to help soothe and calm your mind so you can drift off feeling more calm and at ease. In this unique adaptation, we'll journey alongside the moon as it traverses the night sky over a stretch of 15 evenings. Each evening will be a new chapter that will gently guide your mind to a place of peace and tranquility. You'll be whisked away by the serene imagery and visualizations. These are powerful tools for anxiety relief. They allow your mind to focus on positive, calming scenes, diverting your attention from anxious thoughts or worries, helping you feel safe so you can drift into a restful night's sleep. Now, let's take a moment to settle in and relax. Find a comfortable position, whether you're lying down or sitting, and gently close your eyes. Take a deep breath in through your nose, filling your lungs with calmness, and slowly exhale through your mouth, letting go of any tension as you release that breath. And as you continue to breathe slowly and deeply, let your awareness settle into the present moment. Notice the sensations of your body against your bed or chair. Feel the weight of your body pressing down into the softness or firmness beneath you. Feel that support beneath you, grounding you and providing a sense of stability that helps you feel safe. Now, let your imagination take you to an indoor space that makes you feel safe and brings you comfort. This cozy space is your sanctuary, a place of peace and tranquility where you can find solace in the simple pleasures of life. See all the little things in this space that makes it feel comforting and cozy. And remember, this is your safe haven and will always be here for you to return to if you ever feel anxious or worried at bedtime. As you gaze out the window, you're greeted by the sight of the night sky peeking through the gaps in the clouds. The moon, hidden behind a veil of mist, casts a soft, ethereal glow over the landscape. The stars twinkle like distant diamonds, their light shimmering through the darkness. Let the beauty of the night sky wash over you, filling you with a sense of calm and ease. And so, close your eyes if it feels comfortable for you to do so, and let's begin. It's a strange thing that when I feel the most deeply, my hands and my tongue seem tied, and I can't properly describe or portray the thoughts rising within me. And yet, I'm a painter. My eye tells me that much, and all my friends who have seen my sketches and ideas say the same. I'm a poor lad living in one of the narrowest lanes, but I don't lack light, as my room is high up with an extensive view over the neighboring roofs. When I first moved to town, I felt low-spirited and lonely. Instead of the forest and green hills of my past, I now faced a forest of chimney pots. I didn't have a single friend. Not one familiar face greeted me. One evening, as I sat at the window feeling despondent, I opened the casement and looked out. My heart leaped with joy. There was a well-known face at last, a round, friendly face of a good friend from home. It was the moon looking in upon me. He was unchanged, the dear old moon, with the same face he used to show when he peered down at me through the willow trees on the moor. I kissed my hand to him over and over again as he shone into my little room. He promised that every evening when he came out, he would look in on me for a few moments. He has faithfully kept this promise. It's a pity he can only stay for a short time when he visits. When he appears, he tells me about something he saw the previous night or that same evening. Just paint the scenes I described to you, he said, and you'll have a very pretty picture book. I followed his advice for many evenings. I could create a new 1001 nights with these pictures, but the number might be too great. The pictures I've shared here aren't random, but follow in the order they were described to me. Some great painter, poet, or musician may make more of them if they wish. What I've given here are only quick sketches, hurriedly put on paper, with some of my thoughts mixed in. Sometimes the moon didn't come every evening. A cloud occasionally hid his face from me. The first evening. This evening, said the moon, I began my journey by looking down upon the vast night sky, a tapestry of twinkling stars and the soft glow of distant galaxies. The sky stretched endlessly, a canvas of infinite wonder and beauty, filled with secrets yet to be discovered. The gentle hum of the universe created a serene and otherworldly ambiance, a reminder of the immense and mysterious world beyond our own. As I moved across the sky, I saw constellations that have guided travelers for centuries, their patterns forming stories of ancient heroes and mythical creatures. The stars shimmered like diamonds, their light traveling across unimaginable distances to reach us. Each star, a beacon of light, stood as a testament to the grandeur of the cosmos, a vast expanse that envelops our tiny world. In the stillness of the night, shooting stars occasionally streaked across the darkness, leaving behind trails of ephemeral light. These fleeting moments of brilliance whispered wishes and dreams, a reminder of the magic that exists in the universe. The gentle glow of the moon cast a silvery sheen over the landscape below, creating a tranquil and comforting presence. The night sky, with its infinite depth and silent beauty, offered a sense of calm and reassurance. It reminded us of the vastness of the universe, a universe so immense that our daily challenges, our worries, and our anxieties seemed small in comparison. This realization was not dismissive, but comforting, a gentle reminder that we are part of something much larger than ourselves. The mysteries of the cosmos are not to be feared, but embraced. They remind us that there is so much more beyond the immediate concerns that occupy our minds. When we feel worried or anxious, we can look up at the night sky and take comfort in its vastness. The stars, the galaxies, and the endless expanse of space remind us that there is beauty in the unknown and peace in the realization that we are a small part of this grand cosmic dance. As the night deepened, the stars shone even brighter, and the world below grew quieter. The gentle sounds of the night, a distant owl's call, the whisper of the wind through the trees, blended with the serene glow of the moon, creating a perfect symphony of calm. The universe, with all its vastness and mystery, wrapped us in a blanket of tranquility, offering a moment of peace and reflection. The moon continued its watchful journey, feeling a proud connection to the infinite cosmos. The night sky, with its silent beauty and boundless wonders, offered a sense of comfort and perspective. It reminded us that while our daily worries may seem significant, they are but small ripples in the vast ocean of existence. In this realization, we find peace and the assurance that we are never truly alone. As the moon moved on, it carried with it the promise of more nights filled with stories and serene moments. It knew that these simple, beautiful experiences were the essence of true happiness, offering a sense of calm and perspective to all who gazed upon the night sky. Our journey together has just begun, and there is so much more to see and feel. Second evening. Yesterday, said the moon to me, I looked down upon a small courtyard surrounded by houses. In the courtyard sat a clucking hen with 11 chicks, and a pretty little girl was running and jumping around them. The hen was frightened, screamed, and spread her wings over her little brood. Then the girl's father came out and scolded her, and I glided away, thinking no more of the matter. But this evening, just a few minutes ago, I looked down into the same courtyard. Everything was quiet, but then the little girl came out again. She crept quietly to the henhouse, pushed back the bolt and slipped inside. The hens and chickens cried out loudly, fluttered down from their perches, and ran about in dismay, with the little girl chasing after them. I saw it all clearly as I peeked through the hole in the henhouse wall. I was angry with the willful child and felt relieved when her father came out and scolded her more sternly than the day before. She hung her head, and her blue eyes filled with tears. "What are you doing here?" he asked. She wept and said, "I wanted to kiss the hen and beg her pardon for frightening her yesterday, but I was afraid to tell you." And the father kissed the innocent child's forehead, and I kissed her on the mouth and eyes. The third evening. This evening, said the moon, I looked down upon a quaint little café nestled in the heart of a cozy small town, much like Stars Hollow. The warm, inviting glow from the café's windows spilled out onto the charming street, beckoning passers-by to step inside and enjoy a moment of comfort and relaxation. Inside the café, the air was filled with the rich aroma of freshly brewed coffee and the sweet scent of pastries. The gentle hum of quiet conversations and the soft clinking of cups created a soothing ambiance. The walls were adorned with colorful paintings, and shelves lined with books added a touch of cozy charm. In one corner of the cafe, a woman in her late 30s sat at a small table by the window, lost in a good book. A steaming cup of tea sat beside her, and she occasionally glanced up to watch the world go by outside. The moonlight illuminated her face, highlighting her serene expression as she immersed herself in the story. The soft melodic music playing in the background added to the sense of tranquility. At another table, an elderly man sat with a notebook and pen, jotting down his thoughts. He was a poet, finding inspiration in the simple beauty of the cafe and the people around him. His eyes sparkled with creativity, and he smiled to himself as he captured his musings in elegant verses. The cafe had become his favorite place to write, a haven where his thoughts could flow freely. Near the counter, a barista expertly crafted drinks with a friendly smile, She knew many of the regulars by name and enjoyed the brief, warm exchanges she had with each customer. The cafe was more than just a place to work. It was a community where people came together to share a part of their day. In a cozy nook, a group of friends in their 40s gathered, their laughter and animated conversations filling the air with joy. They shared stories of their day, their hopes and dreams, and the challenges they faced. The camaraderie and support they offered each other created a sense of belonging and warmth. A young couple sat at a corner table, their hands intertwined over the table. They whispered sweet words to each other, their eyes filled with love and affection. The cozy atmosphere of the cafe provided the perfect setting for their tender moments, making the evening feel special and intimate. As the night grew deeper, the cafe began to quiet down. The woman closed her book with a satisfied sigh. The poet finished his last piece, and the friends reluctantly said their goodbyes. The barista cleaned up with a sense of fulfillment, knowing she had been a part of creating a special place for her customers. The moon watched over the cozy cafe, its light mingling with the warm glow from inside. The gentle sounds of the night outside, combined with the soft ambiance within, created a perfect symphony of relaxation. The moon felt a deep sense of contentment, knowing that these moments of connection, creativity, and simple joy were the essence of true happiness. As the moon continued its journey across the sky, it carried with it the memories of the charming cafe, the laughter, and the quiet moments of reflection. It knew that these simple, beautiful experiences were the essence of true happiness. The fourth evening. This evening, the moon said to me, I looked down upon a vast ocean. The waves were gently lapping against the shore, and the stars reflected on the water like tiny lanterns. In the distance, I saw a small boat drifting. Inside the boat sat a lonely fisherman, casting his net into the sea. The fisherman looked tired, his face weathered by the sun and wind. He had been out at sea all day, hoping for a good catch, but his net remained empty. As he sat there, gazing at the horizon, a gentle breeze stirred the water. Suddenly, his net grew heavy. He pulled it up with all his strength, and to his delight, it was filled with fish. Overwhelmed with joy, the fisherman lifted his face to the sky and whispered a prayer of thanks. He began to row back to the shore, his heart light with happiness. As he approached the shore, I saw his little cottage, where a warm light glowed in the window. Waiting for him was his wife, her face full of worry But when she saw the boat and the fisherman waving to her, her worry melted into relief and joy. The fisherman brought his catch home, and together they prepared a hearty meal. They laughed and talked, their home filled with warmth and love. I watched them from above, my light casting a gentle glow on their simple but happy life. In that moment, I felt the true essence of contentment and the joy of simple blessings. The fifth evening. Tonight, said the moon, I looked down upon a grand castle. It stood tall and majestic, surrounded by lush gardens and a wide moat. Inside the castle, a grand ball was being held. The ballroom was filled with elegantly dressed ladies and gentlemen dancing to the enchanting music of a live orchestra. In one corner of the ballroom, I noticed a young woman standing alone. She was beautiful, with a gentle grace about her, but she seemed sad and out of place. Her eyes watched the dancers longingly, yet she did not join them. As the evening went on, a handsome young man dressed in splendid attire noticed the young woman. He approached her with a kind smile and asked for a dance. She hesitated at first, but then placed her hand in his. Together, they moved to the center of the ballroom and began to dance. They glided across the floor with such elegance and harmony that all the eyes turned to watch them. The young woman's face lit up with happiness as they danced, her earlier sadness forgotten. The young man whispered kind words to her, and they shared quiet laughter. It was as if they were the only two people in the room. When the dance ended, they stepped out into the garden for a breath of fresh air. The moon shone brightly, casting a soft glow on their faces. They walked and talked, sharing their hopes and dreams. In that magical moment, a bond was formed, and they knew their lives would never be the same. I watched them with a warm heart, knowing that sometimes, even in the grandest of settings, true happiness is found in the simplest of moments. The sixth evening. This evening, said the moon, I gazed upon a peaceful village. The cottages were cozy, with thatched roofs and small gardens. Smoke gently curled from the chimneys, and the scent of home-cooked meals filled the air. In one of the cottages, a young mother was putting her baby to sleep. She sang a soft lullaby, rocking the little one in her arms. The baby's eyes slowly closed, and a serene smile spread across its tiny face. The mother gently laid the baby in a cradle and covered it with a warm blanket. She watched over her child with a look of pure love and contentment. Her heart was full, knowing her little one was safe and sound. As the mother left the room, she glanced out of the window and saw the moon shining brightly in the sky. She paused for a moment, as if to draw strength from its gentle light. With a deep breath, she returned to her evening tasks, feeling a sense of peace and gratitude. Outside, the village was quiet. The streets were empty, and the only sounds were the rustling of leaves and the distant hoot of an owl. The moonlight bathed the village in a soft silver glow, creating a tranquil and almost magical atmosphere. In the village square, a fountain trickled softly, its waters sparkling under the moon's light. The sound of the water added to the peacefulness of the night, as if the village itself was gently breathing. In another part of the village, an elderly couple sat by the fireside. They held hands and reminisced about the many years they had spent together. Their faces, lined with age, were lit with the warmth of the shared memories and enduring love. They spoke of their children and grandchildren, of joys and sorrows, and of the simple pleasures of their life together. The old man, with a twinkle in his eye, recounted stories of their youth, while the woman listened with a smile, her heart filled with affection for the man who had been by her side for so long. In a nearby cottage, a young artist was working late into the night. By the light of a single candle, she painted scenes inspired by the village and the surrounding countryside. Her brush moved gracefully across the canvas, capturing the beauty and tranquility of the night. The moon, peering through her window, seemed to illuminate her work with a special glow, as if blessing her creation with its own magic. As the evening turned into night, the village slept peacefully under the watchful eye of the moon. In every home, dreams floated gently in the minds of the villagers, weaving stories of hope, love, and wonder. The moon smiled, knowing that these moments of quiet love and contentment are what make life truly beautiful. The serenity of the village, the warmth of the families, and the simple joys of life painted a perfect picture of harmony and peace. The seventh evening. This evening, said the moon, I looked down upon a bustling city. The streets were alive with activity, filled with people hurrying to and fro. Among the crowd, I noticed a small group gathered around a street performer. He was a young man, playing a violin with remarkable skill. The music he created was enchanting, and it drew the attention of passers-by. The performer played with his eyes closed, lost in the melodies that flowed from his instrument. His music spoke of joy and sorrow, hope and longing. The crowd around him grew. their faces reflecting the emotion stirred by the beautiful music. Children sat on the ground mesmerized, while adults stood quietly, allowing the music to wash over them. In a nearby cafe, a woman sat alone, watching the performer through the window. She had a thoughtful expression, her mind far away. The music seemed to reach into her soul, evoking memories of happier times. She sipped her coffee slowly, lost in her reverie, and a single tear rolled down her cheek. The woman had experienced great loss, and the music brought back memories of her late husband, who had also been a musician. They used to sit together in this very cafe, sharing dreams and plans for the future. As she listened to the violinist, she remembered the evenings they spent together, the joy of his music filling their home. The sorrow of her loss mixed with the bittersweet happiness of those memories. She felt a connection to the young performer, as if her husband's spirit was speaking to her through the music. The cafe itself was a cozy refuge from the bustling city outside. The warm ambient lighting and the gentle hum of quiet conversations provided a comforting backdrop to her thoughts. She watched as the young man poured his heart into his performance, his fingers dancing gracefully over the strings. The woman felt a sense of peace, knowing that the beauty of music could transcend time and bring people together. As the evening wore on, the streetlights flickered on, casting a warm glow over the scene. The performer continued to play, his passion evident in every note. Eventually, he finished his piece and opened his eyes to see the crowd applauding. A smile spread across his face, and he bowed deeply, grateful for the appreciation. After the crowd dispersed, an elderly man approached the young musician. He introduced himself as a retired music teacher and praised the young man's talent. They spoke for a while, sharing stories and insights about their love for music. The elderly man offered to mentor the performer, and the young man eagerly accepted, seeing in this new friendship an opportunity to grow and learn. As the moon watched over the city, it felt a sense of fulfillment. The music had brought people together, touching their hearts and creating connections. The bustling city, with all its noise and chaos, had moments of beauty and serenity that shone through, reminding everyone of the power of art and the human spirit. The moon moved on, carrying with it the memory of the enchanting music and the heartfelt connections it had witnessed. It knew that these moments, though fleeting, left a lasting impact on those who experienced them, weaving a tapestry of shared humanity and quiet joy. The 8th evening. This evening, the moon said, I looked down upon a tranquil forest. The trees stood tall and silent, their leaves rustling gently in the night breeze. A narrow path wound its way through the forest, illuminated by the soft glow of the moonlight. As I followed the path, I came upon a small clearing where a campfire burned brightly. Around the fire sat a group of travelers, their faces lit by the flickering flames. They were a diverse group, each with their own story and destination. But tonight, they found companionship in each other's company. One of the travelers, an old man with a long white beard, began to tell a story. His voice was deep and soothing, and as he spoke, the others listened intently. He told tales of distant lands and forgotten times, of brave heroes and magical creatures. His words painted vivid pictures in the minds of his audience, transporting them to a world of wonder and adventure. Among the listeners was a young girl, her eyes wide with fascination. She sat close to the fire, hanging on every word. The old man's stories filled her with dreams of far-off places and exciting journeys. She imagined herself as a brave adventurer, exploring the world and discovering its many secrets. As the old man finished his tale, the travelers applauded, their spirits lifted by the enchanting stories. They shared food and drink, and laughter filled the clearing. The night was peaceful, and the bond between the travelers grew stronger as they shared their experiences and dreams. One by one, the travelers settled down to sleep, wrapped in their blankets and the warmth of the fire. The young girl lay close to the old man, her mind still filled with the magic of his stories. She whispered a quiet thank you to him before drifting off to sleep, her dreams full of adventure and wonder. Nearby, a young couple sat together, holding hands and gazing at the stars. They spoke in hushed tones about their hopes for the future, their hearts full of love and excitement for the journey ahead. The moonlight bathed them in a gentle glow, blessing their union with its serene light. In another corner of the clearing, a weary traveler played a soft melody on his flute. The music blended with the sounds of the forest, creating a harmonious symphony that lulled everyone into a deep sense of peace. The notes danced through the air, weaving a tapestry of calm and tranquility that wrapped around the group like a warm blanket. As the fire slowly died down and the forest grew quiet, the moon continued its journey, carrying with it the memories of the night and the travelers' tales. The serenity of the forest, the warmth of the campfire, and the shared moments of connection and joy painted a perfect picture of harmony and peace. The ninth evening. This evening, said the moon, I looked down upon a quiet lakeside. The water was calm and clear, reflecting the starry sky above. The gentle lapping of the waves against the shore created a soothing symphony perfect for a peaceful night. By the lakeside, a family was gathered around a cozy bonfire. They were roasting marshmallows and sharing stories, their laughter filling the air. Their parents watched their children with warm smiles, enjoying the simple pleasures of being together. The eldest child, a boy of about 12, was telling a spooky story. His siblings listened with wide eyes, hanging on every word. Despite the eerie tale, there was an underlying sense of safety and love that made the moment special. The crackling of the fire and the occasional hoot of an owl added to the atmosphere, creating a perfect backdrop for their family time. Nearby, a young couple sat on a blanket, gazing out at the tranquil lake. They talked softly about their dreams and plans, the moonlight casting a gentle glow on their faces. The woman rested her head on the man's shoulder, feeling a deep sense of contentment. They were planning their future together, filled with hope and excitement for the days to come. Further down the shore, an elderly man sat in a rocking chair on his porch, looking out over the lake. He had lived by the lakeside his entire life and had seen many seasons come and go. Tonight, he felt a profound connection to the world around him. The serene beauty of the lake and the soft, rhythmic sounds of nature brought him a deep sense of peace. He thought about his life's journey, the joys and the challenges, feeling grateful for every moment. A family of ducks swam by, the mother leading her ducklings in a line. The sight brought a smile to the old man's face. He watched as they moved gracefully across the water, feeling a sense of harmony with the natural world. As the night grew deeper, the family by the bonfire began to settle down. The children, now sleepy, cuddled up under blankets, their eyes closing as they listened to the gentle sounds of the night. The parents sat close together, watching the embers glow and fade, feeling a sense of gratitude for the simple joys of life. The moon continued to shine brightly, casting its light over the peaceful scene. It moved slowly across the sky, watching over the lakeside and its inhabitants. The gentle sounds of the night, the warmth of the bonfire, and the love shared among the families created a perfect moment of tranquility and happiness. As the moon moved on, it carried with it the memories of the lakeside, the laughter, and the quiet moments of connection. It knew that these beautiful, simple experiences were the essence of true happiness. The 10th evening. This evening, said the moon, I looked down upon a quaint little village nestled in the hills. The air was fresh and crisp, and a gentle rain had just begun to fall, creating a soothing symphony of raindrops tapping against the rooftops and leaves. In one of the cozy cottages, a young woman sat by the window with a cup of tea in her hands. She watched the rain with a peaceful smile, the gentle sounds creating a comforting ambiance. She loved rainy evenings like this, where everything seemed to slow down and the world felt more intimate and serene. The rain created little rivers along the cobblestone streets, and the occasional splash of a passing car added to the gentle rhythm of the night. The village was quiet, with most of its inhabitants tucked away in their warm homes, enjoying the tranquility that the rain brought. Inside another cottage, a mother was reading a bedtime story to her little boy. The soft patter of rain on the roof added a magical touch to the story, making the boy's eyes grow wide with wonder. He snuggled under his blanket, feeling safe and loved, as his mother's soothing voice carried him into a world of dreams. In a small inn at the edge of the village, a group of travelers had gathered around the fireplace. They shared stories of their journeys, the warmth of the fire contrasting with the cool rain outside. The innkeeper, a kindly old man, brought out hot drinks and hearty food, his presence adding to the cozy atmosphere. The rain tapping against the windows added a soothing background to their conversations, making the inn feel like a haven from the outside world. Further down the village, an artist sat in his studio, inspired by the rainy evening. He painted a scene of the village under the rain, capturing the way the water glistened on the rooftops and the gentle mist that hung in the air. The sound of rain was his muse, guiding his brushstrokes and filling his heart with a quiet joy. As the night progressed, the rain continued to fall softly, its steady rhythm lulling the village into a peaceful slumber. The moonlight diffused through the raindrops, cast a gentle glow over the scene, adding to the serene beauty of the night. The moon watched over the village, its light mingling with the rain to create a magical tapestry of sights and sounds. The gentle rain, the warm homes, and the love shared among the villagers created a perfect moment of harmony and peace. The 11th evening. This evening, said the moon, I looked down upon a bustling harbor. The water shimmered with the reflection of the moonlight, and the gentle sound of waves lapping against the boats created a calming rhythm. The harbor was alive with activity, even at this late hour. Fishermen were preparing their boats for the next day, chatting and laughing as they worked. The smell of the sea mixed with the aroma of fresh fish, creating a unique and comforting scent. The moonlight illuminated their faces, showing the camaraderie and dedication they shared. On one of the docks, a young couple stood arm in arm gazing out at the water, They whispered sweet words to each other, their voices blending with the sounds of the night. The moonlight bathed them in a gentle glow, adding a touch of magic to their moment of togetherness. They had just gotten engaged, and their hearts were full of dreams and plans for the future. Nearby, a little boy was helping his grandfather mend fishing nets. His small hands worked diligently, mimicking the practiced movements of his grandfather. The old man smiled, proud of the boy's eagerness to learn. They worked in comfortable silence, the boy occasionally asking questions about the sea and its secrets. The grandfather shared tales of his youth, of great catches and adventures on the open water. In a cozy tavern by the harbor, sailors and travelers gathered to share a meal and stories. The warm light from the tavern spilled out into the night, casting a welcoming glow. Inside, the air was filled with the sounds of laughter, clinking glasses, and the strumming of a guitar. An old sailor sang a shanty, his deep voice resonating with the soul of the sea. The patrons joined in, their voices rising and falling in harmony, creating a feeling of unity and joy. As the night wore on, the activity in the harbor slowly quieted down. The fishermen finished their preparations and headed home. The young couple left the dock, and the boy and his grandfather packed up their nets. The tavern's lively sounds faded as the patrons left, bidding each other good night. The harbor, now peaceful and still, reflected the moon's serene light. The gentle rocking of the boats and the distant call of a seagull added to the tranquil ambiance. The moon watched over the harbor, feeling a deep sense of fulfillment. The hard work, love, and camaraderie of the people below created a perfect picture of harmony and peace. The 12th evening. This evening, said the moon, I looked down upon a serene countryside. The fields were vast and green, stretching out under the soft glow of the moonlight. The gentle rustling of the wind through the tall grass created a soothing symphony perfect for a peaceful night. In the heart of the countryside, a small farmhouse stood, its windows aglow with warm light. Inside, a family was gathered around the kitchen table, sharing a hearty meal. The mother served homemade dishes, each one filled with love and care. The father shared stories of the day's work in the fields, his voice full of pride and satisfaction. The children listened eagerly, their faces bright with curiosity and admiration. After dinner, the family moved to the living room, where a cozy fire crackled in the hearth. The parents sat on the couch, the mother knitting and the father reading a book. The children played quietly on the rug, building towers with wooden blocks and whispering to each other. The warmth of the fire and the soft glow of the lamp created a comforting atmosphere, wrapping the family in a blanket of love and contentment. As the night grew deeper, the countryside became even more serene. The family in the farmhouse settled down to sleep. The moonlight cast a gentle glow over everything, creating a magical tapestry of light and shadow. The moon continued its journey across the sky, feeling a deep sense of fulfillment. The simple, beautiful moments it had witnessed in the countryside were the essence of true happiness. As it moved on, it carried with it the memories of the serene fields, the warmth of the farmhouse, and the love shared among the people below. The 13th evening. Last night, said the moon, I looked down upon a busy city street. The shops were brightly lit, and people were bustling about, each lost in their own world. Among the crowd, I noticed a poor young boy selling flowers. His clothes were ragged, and his face was thin and pale. He held out his flowers to the passers-by, but few took notice of him. As I watched, a kind old woman stopped and bought a small bouquet. Her face was gentle, and she spoke to the boy with kindness. He smiled, his eyes brightening with gratitude. The woman continued on her way, and the boy, now encouraged, called out to more people, hoping to sell the rest of his flowers. Later that evening, I saw him again. He was sitting on the steps of a grand building, counting the few coins he had earned. A well-dressed man passed by and paused to look at the boy. Without a word, he reached into his pocket, pulled out a silver coin, and handed it to the boy. The boy's eyes widened in surprise and joy. He thanked the man profusely, and the man simply nodded and walked away. The boy clutched the coin tightly and looked up at the sky, his heart full of joy. The moon shone down upon him, wishing him well and hoping that his fortunes would improve. In that moment, the moon saw the power of kindness and the difference it could make in someone's life. The 14th evening. Last night, I felt so inspired. The moon was shining so brightly, and he whispered a story to me. It was a beautiful evening, and everything seemed so calm and serene. The sky was clear, and the stars twinkled like little diamonds. As I gazed out of my window, I saw a grand sight. There was a splendid palace adorned with the most magnificent gardens. The flowers were in bloom, and their fragrance filled the air. The fountains were playing, and their waters sparkled in the moonlight. It was a scene of pure enchantment. In the palace garden, I saw a beautiful young princess. She was dressed in a gown of the finest silk, and her golden hair flowed like a river down her back. She was walking alone, lost in her thoughts. She was waiting for her prince, who was far away, fighting in a distant land. She missed him dearly and hoped for his safe return. The moon then took me to a humble little cottage far from the palace. There lived an old woman who was sitting by the fireside knitting. Her face was lined with years of hard work, but her eyes were kind and gentle. She was thinking of her children who had grown up and moved away. She missed them terribly, but she found comfort in the memories that they had shared. As the moon continued his journey, he showed me many other scenes of life. I saw a group of children playing in the streets, their laughter filling the air with joy. I saw a young couple sitting by the river, whispering sweet nothings to each other. I saw a soldier standing guard at his post, his heart heavy with thoughts of home. Each scene the moon revealed to me was a beautiful moment of life, filled with its own unique emotions and stories. As I watched and listened, I felt a deep connection to the world around me, and a sense of peace and wonder filled my heart. The 15th evening. This evening, said the moon, I looked down upon a cozy bedroom in a quiet, peaceful home. The room was softly lit by the gentle glow of a bedside lamp, casting a warm and inviting light. The bed, covered in a plush, thick blanket and soft pillows, beckoned for a restful night's sleep. The walls were adorned with calming artwork, and the window was slightly ajar, allowing a cool, gentle breeze to drift in. In the bed, a woman lay comfortably, her eyes beginning to feel heavy. The soothing sound of raindrops tapping lightly against the window pane created a serene backdrop, their rhythm as calming as a lullaby. The gentle hum of a fan provided a consistent, comforting white noise, perfect for drowning out any stray thoughts or worries. As she nestled deeper into the soft blankets, she felt a sense of peace and safety enveloping her. The day's stresses and challenges began to fade away, replaced by a deep sense of tranquility. The moon watched over her, its light offering gentle reassurance that everything would be all right. If she was going through a tough time, this moment of calm provided a much-needed respite, a reminder that she was not alone. The room was filled with a delicate lavender scent, helping her muscles relax and her mind to quiet. She took a deep breath, feeling the soothing aroma fill her lungs, and sighed softly, letting go of any lingering tension. As she closed her eyes, the moon spoke to her in a gentle whisper. You are safe. You are loved, and you are not alone. Whatever worries you have, let them drift away for now. This is your time to rest, to rejuvenate, and to find peace within yourself. Feel the warmth of your bed, the softness of your pillow, and know that you are in a place of comfort and security. The rain continued its soft melody, and the cool breeze caressed her face, enhancing the feeling of serenity. She imagined herself in a tranquil garden, surrounded by blooming flowers and the gentle rustle of leaves. The moon bathed the garden in a soft glow, creating a haven of peace and beauty. You deserve this rest, the moon continued. Let your body sink into the bed. Let your mind wander into the realm of dreams. Here you are free from worries, free from the weight of the day. Here you are at peace. With each breath, she felt herself drifting further into relaxation. Her mind wandered through pleasant memories and dreams of future joys. The moon watched over her, its light a gentle guardian in the night. As she drifted off, a sense of profound peace washed over her. The comforting presence of the moon, the soothing sounds, and the cozy warmth of her bed made her feel completely safe and secure. Moonlit Farewell. As the gentle sounds of the night continue to surround you, and the moon watches over your peaceful slumber, know that there are many more stories yet to be told. The moon has seen countless scenes of beauty, love, and tranquility, and it longs to share them with you. If you find yourself still awake, take comfort in knowing that this is just the beginning of our journey together. You can always listen to this story again and again and again, letting the calming words and serene images guide you into rest. The moon will continue its watchful journey across the night sky, gathering new tales and serene moments to share with you. Soon, we will embark on another voyage, discovering more of what the moon has seen. Until then, let the soothing sounds and the gentle glow of the moonlight guide you into a deep and restful sleep. Sweet dreams, my friend. Sleep well.